Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm back with another video, and today we're gonna be reacting to the downfall of Kid Behind the Camera. Now, if you don't know Kid Behind the Camera, he's basically Michael Green. He used to do recordings on the Angry Grandpa show where he recorded his dad do like and they did funny skits, funny pranks and stuff. And the main thing was his dad getting angry and stuff. And sadly, his dad passed away, I think, in 2017. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I used to watch him like crazy back in the day, so it's sad to see his downfall. I mean, I looked at his channel not too long ago, and he's still doing good. He's not, he's still doing pulling some not as much as crazy numbers that he used to do in the Grandpa show, but he's
Well,
still doing
guys,
good in my
it's
channel.
always unfortunate when we've got to make one of these. Don't know why there's never headlines of like YouTuber turns his life around and stops being a massive fucking douchebag and turns into a good guy. Probably because negativity sells, but I honestly just don't think that really happens. I feel like being a shitty guy on social media is sort of a one-way street. There's no turning back. Now, it seems like whenever you become a YouTuber, inevitably you're gonna find yourself down one of three paths. Very few people seem to get the good ending these days. You know, think guys like Markiplier, YouTubers who are able to rise to the top just by being themselves and doing what they enjoy. That seems to be a pretty rare breed these days. Not only does it seem like people don't really have much interest in being that kind of person on the internet anymore, the algorithms of social media just don't reward it. Unfortunately, I think the days of guys like Tom Scott or Jacksepticeye getting famous on social media are probably gone. And then you've got the middle path, and I think this is where most YouTubers find themselves eventually. You blow up, you gain a following, and then one day it's just really not working for you anymore. Maybe you've lost interest, maybe your audience has lost interest. For whatever reason, the momentum stops, and for a lot of people that can be really discouraging. YouTube is definitely a game of ups and downs, and sometimes those downs can really fuck with your head, and some people just don't want to deal with it, which is why the middle
I mean, no, that's true though. But the thing is about YouTube, bro. I mean, anything in general is that there's always an evolution in it. Like there's new audience and new like niches, like new things that people are drawn to, and like the old things always get left behind. But that's like in everything.
path breaks off into a few endgames. One of them is you just keep doing your thing. Eventually the downswing will probably end, your channel will gain momentum again, and who knows, maybe you'll end up down the first path where you become a household name. Two is you just don't really want to deal with the ups and downs anymore. You stop uploading and your channel dies. And then there's the third path. And, well, the third path is the dark path, ladies and gentlemen. The third path is you have a downswing and you're like, I don't like this. How do I get momentum back to my channel right this second, guaranteed? Which leads you to manipulating your audience for short-term gains and turning your back on everybody who supported you for years. Your followers put up with it for a little bit, but after the fourth or fifth fake pregnancy announcement or fake divorce,
Oh, bro, yeah, that's one thing I saw, bro. This man click baits like crazy, bro.
video, they check out, and the only people left are the ones there for the drama and the ones there to make fun of you. And before you know it, you're emerging from your cocoon, spreading your wings, exploring your new form as an internet lolcow. And that cocoon is a one-way ticket, boys and girls. Once you've gone down this path, there's no way back. And today we are talking about one of the worst examples of this with the YouTube channel Kid Behind a Camera, aka the guy behind the Angry Grandpa video.
Bro, I used to watch this like crazy, bro. I used to eat this up as a kid. It was so funny when Angry Uncle got mad.
Now, I haven't decided to just randomly talk about this guy. The reason this video is being made is because recently a 911 call got leaked of Michael's wife calling the police on him for domestic violence. This seems to be connected to an incident.
Whoa. Yo, I didn't know they fallen that far. Damn.
Where Michael was arrested back in April for domestic violence, and this is the first time I'm hearing about this guy in years, so I figure that's probably the case for a lot of people. And personally, I feel like if you are this big of a piece of shit, people with a platform should put you on blast so those that still support you are at least not doing it blindly. This is a pretty terrible situation overall, but I really wouldn't be all that surprised if a lot of you guys don't even know who this guy is to begin with. So I'm going to give you a little bit of context, a little bit of background before we talk about what's going on now, just so you're kind of in the loop. Now, if you've been using YouTube for a while, it's almost a guarantee that at some point you've seen an Angry Grandpa video. I think collectively the Angry Grandpa videos have almost 2 billion views. If in the back of your mind somewhere you can see a blurry video of an old man destroying a PS4, yeah, that's Angry Grandpa. The Angry Grandpa videos started like 15 years ago, and they were just silly homemade videos of a guy pretending to be very angry and ranting about shit or destroying shit. They were funny, lighthearted videos, and it was still that time of YouTube where an obviously fake video video was not obviously fake to the average viewer, so there were debates on whether or not the videos were real. Just good old-fashioned classic YouTube fun. And surprisingly,
And I was also the same with pranks. It's always like, are these pranks real or are they fake? And a lot of people thought they were real. I thought a lot of Vitaly's old pranks were real, but they were all scripted.
surprisingly, unlike most things on YouTube, it never really got old for people, and the character was relatively popular and relatively well-liked until Angry Grandpa unfortunately passed away in 2017. And that was sort of the beginning of everything going downhill. Michael, the guy kind of orchestrating all the videos, Angry Grandpa's son, was never really the draw for these videos. Believe it or not, it was Angry Grandpa. So once Angry Grandpa passed away, save for a few tribute videos that were released for him, people sort of lost interest in the channel. The main draw was gone, and all that was left was Michael and his wife. And the content that he started to put out was just not really what people were looking for, nor what they had subscribed for. They subscribed for the grandpa. Unfortunately, there was just really going to be no way to replicate what they were producing before. The channel probably should have just ended there, but it didn't. Now, most of the content moving forward was posted on Michael's personal channel, KidBehindACamera, but occasionally, amongst old footage or re-uploads of the Angry Grandpa videos on the Angry Grandpa channel, Michael would post some of the stuff that he was making in the present. And, well, like I mentioned earlier, when some people experience those downswings like Michael was from the main draw of the channel being gone, some people overcorrect and try and do something that they think will get them views right then. And that became Michael's content strategy permanently. It seems like once he realized that people really weren't going to tune in for just him.
Let's read these. Heartbreaking news. She slept with my... We're getting divorced. She's so angry. Back with my ex-wife. The end. Our real damn, like multiple divorces. Goddamn. Bro, and it's crazy. If you click one of these videos, it is nothing like how the thumbnail or like the caption, like the title says. It is a completely different video, bro. The amount of clickbait he does, but it kind of he's still getting like 100K, 96K. I mean, those numbers are still impressive.
And his wife. Essentially, every other video became some clickbait bullshit about how they're pregnant or they're splitting up, they're getting a divorce, they're back together. And obviously that worked for a while, but once views started to go down again, essentially every other video became actually every other video being a video like that. And now fast forward to today where every single video that is uploaded to the KidBehindACamera channel is some clickbait soap opera bullshit with no basis in reality. And it's not haha funny stupid soap opera bullshit like the original Angry Grandpa videos were. They're genuine attempts to trick the audience into thinking that something major is happening. I'm just gonna read off the titles of the last few uploads from the KidBehindACamera channel. Heartbreaking news. She slept with my father. Why we're getting divorced. She stole Angry Grandpa's ashes. It's just clickbait nonsense bullshit from a bunch of grown adults. And to make matters worse, these people include their children in these videos, in which they are constantly pretending to get divorced.
But I hate when YouTube channels do that. They constantly include kids in their channel, bro, as the like main source of entertainment in their videos. It's so corny, bro, and it's so evil, bro, because they don't even let the kids have a childhood.
Get back with ex-partners, get pregnant, move out, have people die. It's really just embarrassing at this point. And I'm hoping with this recent news that the people who watch this guy just to laugh at him are gonna stop, because at the end of the day, that's still supporting him, and supporting him in a pretty significant way. This guy's probably making a few $100,000 a year off of YouTube, and that is just not a position that he should be in anymore. Not only for the reason we're about to talk about, but Michael's just been a bad guy for a long time, exploiting everyone around him, including his children, for views. He's incapable of taking any sort of criticism whatsoever. He's just kind of a giant man baby, and hopefully for the people still sticking around for him, what we're about to talk about is the final nail in the coffin. So on April 3rd, Michael was arrested for domestic violence in the 3rd degree. There's a police report we can read which says, upon arrival, I met with Bridget. She stated that the male, later identified as Michael Green, struck her several times in the face. I observed some redness to the left side of her face. She stated that she was uninjured and denied EMS. Other officers located Michael near the residence and he was detained. Michael told officers that Bridget told him about an affair that she was having and he slapped.
Bro, what is going on? Holy shoot.
her approximately 2 times. Bridget and Michael are married with 2 children in common. It should be noted that the children, Mia and Michael Green, did not witness or perceive the events. Michael was arrested for domestic violence in the 3rd degree and was transported to DC, where he was booked and lodged. Now, I'm not going to play the 911 call that was leaked because honestly, it's pretty hard to listen to. It's a very intense, very heartbreaking exchange, and it's just one of those things that if you're a halfway decent person, after listening to it, you will never be able to look at this guy, or really any of the stuff that he's a part of, the same. You know, this is not your typical lol cow shit where you know that they're a bad person, but really at the end of the day, their behavior only affects them, so it's like whatever. This is a guy whose shitty narcissistic behavior has already been plaguing his family for years, and now he's gone a step too far in an unforgivable direction. And it's just really sad, you know? Like I said earlier, Michael's been involving his children in this content for a while now. They haven't been able to have a proper childhood. Their parents have been putting it on blast since the beginning, and that's bad enough, but now the fact that their father is an abusive asshole is now public knowledge. You know, this is not just like a YouTuber falling off or something. This is a guy who's such a narcissistic asshole that he's managed to drag down everybody around him with him against their will. Like seriously, this guy probably could have retired off of the money that he made and would have continued to make with the
That's facts, bro. I'm pretty sure he made like $1 million, bro. I'm pretty sure he made a lot off those videos. I'm definitely more than $1 million for sure. Like, where did all that money go, bro? Don't tell me you'll spend it all at once.
grandpa videos, but instead he gets greedy and turns his and his family's personal life into a circus for other people to peer into. I mean, this guy has been showing his true colors for a long time at this point, and it seems to have just unfortunately come to a head. Personally, I think it's probably time for YouTube to step in. I feel like demonetizing these channels would probably be a good first step. Sometimes I really wonder why YouTube seems to play such a passive role in stuff like this. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not advocating for anybody who ever does anything wrong to get demonetized or banned off of YouTube, but I feel like in situations like this, I really don't feel like it'd be that crazy of a decision. It's honestly what I would have expected at this point, for YouTube to be like, you know what, we're actually not gonna essentially keep a known domestic abuser on our payroll, because that's what you're doing. I mean, seriously, this guy's probably made a significant amount of money just from people finding out that he's a piece of shit. People going to leave comments saying, you belong in jail, you're a piece of shit. That makes him money, and YouTube's the one paying it. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here saying that YouTube needs to run a background check on everybody who ever applies to the creator program, but I mean, when it's like this blatant, it just seems like a no-brainer. It's like, it's always sort of rubbed me the wrong way that YouTube will nuke your channel over copyright claims, but when a guy is outed for beating his wife,
on his videos, does this man have like testicular cancer or something? Like, bro.
they're like, oh, well, we wouldn't want to get into personal issues. Obviously, that's for money. At the end of the day, YouTube is a business. They're going to be profit-minded, and as a person who gets their bills paid by YouTube, I'm not necessarily against that. But that doesn't change the fact that I think that YouTube needs to start taking a bit more of an active role in really considering who they're making famous and who they're making millionaires. This 911 call was only leaked about a week ago, so there's a chance that YouTube just hasn't really gotten around to seeing it, but I'd be very surprised if anything ends up happening here. Well, guys, what are your thoughts? Like I said, I really hope that we see YouTube do something. I kind of think that they might. You know, the whole angry grandpa thing is a big enough of a character that YouTube might do it just because they don't really want to be seen paying out a guy who was caught doing this, but I'm not super hopeful, really. Hopefully Michael's family can get away from him and they start to live an actually normal life, because I gotta imagine that the last 5 or so years have been the opposite of normal for them. Here's to hoping. See ya.
I didn't even know it was that bad, bro. Bro, I'm gonna be honest, at that point you just gotta be tired if you're doing crazy stuff like that. But hey, come down with what y'all think. If she did, then that's crazy, bro. I used to watch Angry Grandpa like crazy. Alright, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.